You're not stuck because you don't think enough. If anything, you think too much. Every important choice feels heavy. Not confusing, heavy. When you try to choose a direction, something tightens inside you, like the decision carries more weight than it should. You don't just see options, you see futures, versions of yourself that could exist. And the moment you lean toward one, you feel like you're abandoning the others. So instead of clarity, you feel pressure. Instead of motivation, you feel loss. People around you seem to choose and move on. But for you, choosing feels final, as if one decision could quietly shape who you become. You don't feel lazy, you don't feel careless, you feel aware. And that awareness makes every big choice feel risky. Like choosing wrong wouldn't just waste time, it would change you. If that sounds familiar, this isn't a motivation problem. And it isn't a discipline problem. It's something deeper. Why the fear feels so strong. The fear isn't random, and it isn't weakness. Your brain reacts strongly to uncertainty. Not knowing how something will turn out doesn't just feel uncomfortable, it feels unsafe. So when a choice has unclear outcomes, your nervous system treats it like a threat. That's the first layer. Then comes overthinking. Your mind starts searching for the perfect answer, the choice that guarantees no regret, no wasted time, no wrong turn. But the more information you gather, the heavier the decision feels. Because now you're not choosing between paths, you're choosing between imagined futures. There's also the fear of regret. Not just failure, but the thought, what if I choose this? And later realize the other life would have been better. Your brain tries to protect you from that feeling by delaying the decision. Another layer is self-trust. If past choices didn't go as planned, your mind may quietly conclude, I don't choose well. So instead of risking another mistake, you hesitate. Not because you're incapable, but because you're trying to avoid pain. Having many options makes this worse. When several paths feel meaningful, none of them feel easy to let go of. The brain struggles to close doors that still feel alive. And finally, anxiety amplifies everything. It turns possibility into pressure, and turns choice into something heavy and personal. So the fear isn't really about picking the wrong option. It's about uncertainty, regret, identity, and the weight you attach to decisions. Once you see that, the fear starts to make sense. And when something makes sense, it becomes easier to work with, instead of fighting it. So how do you choose without it feeling crushing? Not by finding the perfect answer, and not by eliminating fear. The weight comes from how the decision is framed. When a choice feels enormous, your mind treats it like a threat. So the first shift is to make it smaller. You don't need to choose a life. You're choosing a step. Breaking a decision into smaller pieces lowers the emotional load. You're no longer deciding everything. You're deciding this part. It also helps to limit how long you sit inside a decision. Endless thinking doesn't create clarity. It creates pressure. Giving yourself a time boundary turns thinking into movement. Even an imperfect choice releases tension. Another shift is compassion. Not every decision needs to be correct to be useful. Mistakes aren't evidence that you chose wrong. They're part of how direction forms. Instead of asking what guarantees success, ask what aligns with your values right now. Values give shape without demanding certainty. Reducing options matters too. Too many paths feel heavy because they all stay open in your mind. Fewer options mean fewer internal arguments. And when fear shows up, notice it without obeying it. Fear is a signal, not a command. It often speaks louder than the actual consequences. Finally, practice choosing where the stakes are low. Small decisions train your nervous system to tolerate choice. They remind your mind that choosing doesn't equal collapse. When you choose this way, decisions stop feeling like judgments about who you are. They become experiments, places to stand, not prisons. You don't need to remove fear to move forward. You just need to stop letting fear decide for you.